Hello, my name is Kevin Brooks, and I'm doing this series about what's happening to the world as we enter the new age in 2032. But today is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to ask for spiritual advice. Lots of things are happening and happening very, very quickly. Things like synchronicity. You think of something and lo and behold it happens either immediately within a few hours or the next day. But today I'm going to talk about seeing spirit and elementals. Now elementals are the, let's call them the fairy kingdom. The gnomes, the goblins, the leprechauns, the elves, and all the creatures that look after our plants and the hedgerows that most of us don't see. Now I don't see them as the famous artist Cicely, I think her name was Cicely Mary Barker. She lived in Croydon many years ago and was a rather isolated lady, but she saw fairies in her garden and she drew pictures of them, and then there are little words to each page, and she's done many books, and you can get them all on Amazon, and I think her name is Cicely Mary Barker, but do check that up. And years ago I used to work for a company in Croydon, and she lived in South Croydon, and part of the company attached to us, the owner had a little sandwich business, and there were several ladies in there making up sandwiches in the morning, and I don't know how it happened, but I must have mentioned the fact that I see spirit or something like that. And one of the ladies said, I used to be a model for Cicely Mary Barker. And because I knew who she was, because I'd seen the books. And she told me that Cicely used to draw the fairies and all the different colours, but they wouldn't stand still. They would never stand still. So she used to ask the children, local children, around a street if they would sit and pose for her. So while the fairies were easy to draw, the wings and the costumes, their actual faces she could never get. So she used the local children as models. And the lady who was she was an elderly lady who was a sandwich maker then, used to be one of the models. And I've never forgotten that. And so that was my first encounter with somebody who'd seen what we call elementals. Now I moved into my house 6 years ago. On the 20th of January was the anniversary of 6 years here. And I live in a tiny house. My house has wheels. So it really is a tiny house. And from the moment I came here, I've always seen spirit, but I have a sort of a routine during the night. I never drink water during the day. I drink coffee and tea and beer and all that type of stuff, but never water. So during the night I'm always getting up for a drink of water, and I'll get up 3 and 4 times during the night and then go to the loo, and I'll always come into the kitchen, and between the kitchen and the lounge is a spirit. It's like the way that I see spirit, they're like a cloud. That's the best way of, because I can see the rest of the house even in the dark, because it's fairly light where I live, and but then there's these cloud formations which are spirit. And there's a large one between the kitchen and the lounge, one over the kitchen sink, there's one over the bath, there's one over the WC, and then there are several in the bedroom. and one in particular is over the bedside table next to me. And I always have 2 mugs of water, and then I have pour a mug of water which I leave on the kitchen sink every night. It's OCD, I suppose. It's a routine, and I pour them all at the same time, so there's 1 mug of water left on the kitchen sink for when I come in the kitchen at night, and then 2 mugs next to my bedside. Now, about 6 months ago, that would be September, I think. It's when the change of weather arises, you know, and that used to signal the fact when my bronchitis, when I started coughing up phlegm and mucus, began. And I started to notice that the water on my bedside table tasted creamy. It was really nice. And then I'd come into the kitchen during the night and I'd drink the water on the sink, and that was harsh. As it is, it's got an edge to it, like a metallic edge to it, the normal tap water here in the West Country. And I thought nothing of it. And one night I couldn't sleep, and there was obviously a good moon because it's quite light in the bedroom, and the spirit next to me is like a cloud formation, but it has slightly little sparkles, metallic sparkles. It's round about a foot high. So I said, "Spirit, what are you doing?" And they said, "We're sorting out your water." So I said, "What do you mean you're sorting out your water?" And they said, we're sort of realigning the water. Realigning the water. So I said, "Who are you then?" And the spirit said, I'm a glyph." And I thought, "Did you say glyph or griff?" And they said, "Glyph." So, and I said, "What's a glyph?" And they said, "Well, I'm like a man, like a human, but I'm about 11 inches tall. And we all look the same, and the way we distinguish each other is by our voices. And I dangle my feet in your water and swish it around and change your water." And I said, "Well, why are you doing that?" And they said, we have to do it. We've been told to do it." And me being me, that's good enough for me. I've always, I just trust people. And I thought nothing. So I said, "Have you got a name?" And he said, "My name's Cedric." So I thought, "Oh, well, that's an unusual name. That's a very old name." And I thought nothing of it. And the water was always lovely and creamy. And I used to say, "Well, why don't you go and stay with your own friends and people?" And Cedric would say, "Well, this is what I have to do." And I said, "Well, have a word with your supervisor in spirit and get yourself out on holiday and give yourself a break." And then one night Cedric said, I'm going tonight. I won't be here, but I've done your water." So lo and behold, I can't see, there's no spirit above my mugs of water, and I let that go. And the next night Cedric said, "I'm back. I've been with my family." So it's all very confusing. Why have I got this Cedric? And I said, "Right, I'm going to look at what you are on the internet." And there's not a great deal on elementals on the internet. And the nearest I got was to glyph and griff was a Griffin, which is a mystical creature, part lion and part eagle. So a very majestic creature, you know, and you'll find griffins in all the mythology. Beautiful creatures, very, very strong, powerful creatures. So I said to Cedric that night, I said, all I can find is a griffin, which is... And then Cedric says, I am a griffin. And I said, well, a griffin is supposed to be a huge creature. And Cedric said, well, I'm as big as your house. So I get very, very wary when there's anything contradictory. And I said, well, that sounds like a load of rubbish to me. I said, because how would a griffin who's as big as my house stir my water? And Cedric said, with my mind. So anyway, I left that. I thought, this is a load of cobblers. I know they changed my water, but whoever spirit is, they're not telling me the truth. And that does happen. That does happen. It's a bit like on earth as it is in heaven. And you meet people who tell you fibs and look plausible, con men. And there are plenty in spirit. And when you're training as a medium, you will get all these baddies to test you. So I thought, here we go, this is just another, while they are sorting my water out, the water is fabulous, tastes lovely, and it tasted better than Buxton still water. So I have the benefits of the water, but I thought, right, this is a load of cobblers, what I'm being told. So I've got spirit here, and they're not going to tell me who they are for real. Then one night Cedric says, I'm going now, I'm leaving, I've got another assignment, and somebody else is coming. So lo and behold, there's another spirit there the following night, and I go through the same routine. And this one is called Morris, and he said Morris like the car, which is an old English vehicle. Morris like the car, and Morris said, I'm a griffin. So that's why I'm asking for help. Does anybody, because there are loads of people who know about elementals, does anybody know what I've got? Is anybody able to channel with spirit and find out what elemental Kevin Brooks has got that is changing his water to what would be nowadays termed as structured water? Something that has been realigned to its correct purpose, pure water. So there you are, a little bit different. I don't normally talk about elementals, but I love all facets of spirituality, because there are things out there that are way, way, way beyond anything that ordinary human beings know about. So that's all I've got to say on that one. If you know anything about elementals or what I've got, please help, because I would like some guidance. There are people out there who know billions of things more than I do, and I love learning from what I term really educated people. So thanks very much, and God bless to you, and I hope you have a wonderful day on today, which is the 10th of February 2024. Thanks very much.